Topeka as a city began to really become established in the mid to late 1800s. As it built, one of the first things that was a priority for the folks who were building the town was law and order. They knew that if they built this town, they were going to need something in place to maintain the peace. That was a pretty common model for that. At the time, though, there was no police department, so they established a town marshal and a few deputies to help him keep peace in the town. As the city grew and the town got larger, the population grew, the law enforcement presence grew with it, and eventually led into the establishment of the Topeka Police Department officially in 1858 as a police department with a police chief and officers and those kinds of things. For the early phase, we had city buildings. Downtown was very small then, and we had city buildings that incorporated the police department along with the court and the jail, city jail. Everything was all in one. And then as the city grew, those functions grew to a point where they operated more efficiently, separately, and eventually the Topeka Police Department was given its own building. In 1885, they were able to purchase land at what is now 5th and Jackson. They eventually built the police department at that location, and that police department existed until this one, which I believe is 1995. We came over here to this facility. So, 1885 to 1995, pretty good run. Early on, the challenges were what you would expect from a town who's built on shipping and including the waterway as well as the railroad. A general peacekeeping function was the primary goal of the agency at that time. There was prostitution, there was alcohol related issues. The real problems were around just social conduct. The Topeka Police Department's always been very progressive with regards to race and gender. We had some of the first African American officers in the nation. We also had some of the first female officers in the nation. I think it's important to recognize that even at the earliest forms of policing in Topeka, and certainly with the establishment of an official police department, there was always an emphasis on professionalism, ethics, and training for the officers. Because of that emphasis, and that continues to this day, but because of that emphasis, Topeka's always had a core of officers doing the work of policing within the city, adhering to not only Pelian principles, but also to just common ethics and integrity. There's just a ton of history that's happened that has kind of faded into the background. We're so busy today dealing with today's problems that we don't have a lot of time to look back and actually appreciate what we've been through, to get here where we are today. We're so busy with what's in front of us. It's part of who we are as a culture. It's part of our city. It's part of what makes us Topeka today. So it's important, and it's good to remember and recognize some of those things that we've been through as a city.